Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Right, we're continuing Canto 5, the creative impetus, chapter 14, the material world as the great forest of enjoyment, text 19.
Kvachiccha dusahena kayabhyantara vahinana grihita sara swa kutumbaya kurjati.
Translation. Sometimes due to bodily hunger and thirst, conditioned soul becomes so disturbed that he loses his patience and becomes angry with his own beloved sons, daughters and wife. Thus being unkind to them, he suffers all the more. The same thing, previously also Jat Bharat was explaining. So it's like a drop of water in a desert place. So there's really not much happiness in the material world. It's a fleeting experience of happiness. And because of the misery, you become hard-hearted towards your own family members. Okay, so this is part of the fire of material life. Text 20.
Saeva punar nidrajagara grihito ande tamasi magnaha sunyanya iva sete nanyat kinchana veda sava ivapaviddaha.
Shava. Sukadeva Goswami continued speaking to Maharaj Parikshit. My dear king, sleep is exactly like a python. Those who wander in the forest of material life are always devoured by the python of sleep. Being bitten by this python, they always remain in the darkness of ignorance. They are like dead bodies thrown in a distant forest. Thus the conditioned souls cannot understand what is going on in life. Here, Srila Prabhupada wants us to understand that material life means you always going through eating, mating, sleeping and defending. Okay, so one of the things, or all of the things we are supposed to conquer. You have to eat less, stop mating, sleep less, right? And don't need to defend anymore because the Lord takes care of us. So in that regard, he is glorifying the Goswamis, right? So he says in the purport, they slept only 2 hours and sometimes not even that. They always engage in spiritual cultivation. Nidrahara vihara kadi vijito. Following the footsteps of the Goswamis, we should try to reduce sleeping, eating, mating and defending. Basically, Prabhupada told his disciples that, when they come and say, Prabhupada, there's so much to do, no time for rest, and the Prabhupada said, no, you stop eating, you stop even sleeping. He said, that is our plan, just 24/7 engage in the service. Prabhupada himself slept only about 2 hours. He would get up late in the night, he'll go to bed like 10 o'clock, midnight he'll get up, then start typing or writing. Right? You see it in the Leelamrita.
Daytime he takes
some short rest. He calls it snaps or whatever they say. Short naps. Snaps. So basically that is to recover energy and be more aware of your activities. Otherwise you get too tired. But he didn't need it anyway. So, text 21.
Kadachit bhagnamana damstro durjana danda shukaya alabdha nidrakshano vyatita hridayanukshina mana vijnano andhakupe andhavat patati.
In the forest of the material world, the conditioned soul is sometimes bitten by envious enemies, which are compared to serpents and other creatures. Through the tricks of the enemy, the conditioned soul falls from his prestigious position. When anxious, he cannot even sleep properly. He thus becomes more and more unhappy, and he gradually loses his intelligence and consciousness. In that state, he becomes almost perpetually like a blind man who has fallen into a dark well of ignorance. 22.
Karhismachit kama madhu lavan vichinvan yada para dara para dravyani avarundhano rajna swambhir va vihata patati apare niraye.
The conditioned soul is sometimes attracted to the little happiness derived from sense gratification. Thus he has illicit sex or steals another's property. At such a time he may be arrested by the government or chastised by the woman's husband or protector. Thus simply for little material satisfaction he falls into a hellish condition and is put into jail for rape, kidnapping, theft and so forth. So you can see it's very similar to what Jadu Bharat said. Very similar, nothing different, it's just he's making it much clearer. Because Parikshit Maharaj wanted to understand it. For our sake he asked here. So we also know that we are always trying to, for just a little happiness, we endeavor quite a lot actually. Which actually shows the living entity's ability to suffer more just for a little bit of relief. It's interesting, right? We put 80% or maybe 90% effort to suffer so that we can 10% relief. We are not thinking about, that is my original place. Why am I here? We're not appreciating what we had. Okay, so we are covered. But now we know, right? Bhagavatam is for devotees, so we know now this place is not where we want. What plans are we doing to go back to Godhead? Right? We don't think deeply enough, and therefore it becomes a dangerous condition. And then we get trapped in the eating, mating, sleeping, defending attitude. So one has to be very careful. Prabhupada writes in the middle of the purport, many devotees fall down due to illicit sex. Because he has seen it. We have heard about it. If you are interested in to become advanced in spiritual life, you must stop illicit sex. Somehow or other, practice or however. Even from the mind we have to stop. And Prabhupada says they may steal money and even fall down from the highly honored, renounced order. Then for a livelihood they accept menial services and become beggars. So many of his disciples were like that. They were big sannyasis and they fell down. And some of them even took money, if you all remember, a few years ago. In the 90s, no, 2000, after 2002, 2003, like that. Some of them, they blackmailed our own society to get money. Took money, and so you can see because why? Because they were not careful and they became lax in their practices. And if you become like that, these material things will cover you. That's all it does. It covers you to thinking you can be happy, and then you pursue such activities, illicit sex, and then the others who fell down. And what we see is that they were big sannyasis, but then now they are doing stickers. They're selling stickers just for a livelihood. So Prabhupada writes that menial services and become beggars. It's sad though. So his point is we should be very, very strict about our principles. If you want to make advancement, you have to somehow stop breaking the principles. Because otherwise you become very addicted to whatever principles you break, you become addicted. And once you are addicted, you cannot have attraction. Right? Krishna says, Bhogaishvarya Prashaktanam Thaya Parita. So therefore, we have to understand very nicely. If you want to enjoy bhoga, that means not of Krishna's nature, right? We want to enjoy those things. If it's Krishna's, then it's prasad, then we honor those things. But we want to enjoy bhoga, so then we want opulence, material things. For such a person, the focus is not there. Not possible. This is a well-known fact. We all know that when we have too much of something in our mind, we cannot focus on anything else. Right? You can't even sleep sometimes. So that's what Prabhupada is trying to say. So he has highlighted illicit sex is the biggest thing, but there's other things as well that will force us to become addicted to material lifestyle. Yeah. Then he later on says, Bahu Dukha Bhak. After one indulges in sex, many volumes of miseries ensue. So many things based on that. So therefore he is encouraging us to give it up. Otherwise we become, instead of Mahatmas, we become Duratmas. Text 23.
Atacha tasmad ubhayatapi karmasmin atmanah samsaravapanam udaharanti.
Translation. Learned scholars and transcendentalists therefore condemn the materialistic path of fruitive activity because it is the original source of breathing ground of material miseries, both in this life and in the next. Yeah. Right? Because when you start getting material things, it becomes a sense gratification, you become addicted. And then instead of doing it in a regulative passion, you will break that also. And then you become addicted just simply for sense gratification. Instead of being karma kandi, you will become even worse than that. That is the point here. So we have to be very careful. For a devotee, how then he is to survive? So for Prabhupada says, Yad karosi yad asnasi. Yeah. Use it in the service of Krishna. As Krishna says, do everything, but do it as a duty, as a service for me. And then you will be protected. Whatever we do in our lives, even when we work, you should always be conscious that I'm doing it so that I can be able to do service better. Somehow or other I will use this to increase the preaching movement, like that. I will donate, like that. All those should be physically done also, not just mentally thinking. And that's just speculation and may not even happen. But here, based on this, what Krishna tells Arjuna, we should understand. Yeah, I should give to Krishna. I should support this movement. I should help Srila Prabhupada. So even when you're working, you're thinking how to help the movement. Then that work itself is purified. Because your whole idea is somehow you're going to help the movement, help Krishna, like that. And if you are always constantly thinking like that, Krishna will give you the intelligence. Dadami. Yeah. And of course, Prabhupada says, for people who really can come to that level, they must actually have gone through a lot of different lifetimes, trying to understand how to take up the process seriously. So, Bahunam Janmanam Jnanam. So that means he goes through different degrees of understanding, and finally he understands, this is what I want. And such a soul is very rare. So therefore you have to understand, becoming devotee is itself rare. But if you don't take it up, then because it is even rarer, sudurlabha, very difficult to achieve that position of actually tasting the holy name. But that's our goal, right? That's what we are here for, right? Isn't that why we joined? If that's not the goal, then I'm wasting my time and you are wasting your time. That intensity, if it's not there, at least that consciousness should be there. He's grown, huh? He's put on weight and he's grown. Alright. So we were just talking about you, Hari. Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanamam Prapadyante. Text 24.
Muktastato yadi bandhad devadatta upachanati tasmad api Vishnu mitra iti anavastitah.
Translation: stealing or cheating another person out of his money, the conditioned soul somehow or other keeps it in his possession and escapes punishment. Then another man named Devadatta cheats him and takes the money away. Similarly, another man named Vishwamitra steals the money from Devadatta and takes it away. In any case, the money does not stay in one place. It passes from one hand to another. Ultimately, no one can enjoy the money, and it remains the property of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So money is Lakshmi. So therefore Lakshmi is the property of it's very straightforward. So Prabhupada talks in the Prabhupada, Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, is the property of Narayan. So goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, cannot stay anywhere but by the side of Narayana. For the pleasure of the devotee, she might come, her devotees, she might come and visit them a little bit. Then she'll go back to her husband's place. That's the nature of she goes to her in-laws' place and she'll come back, right? Like that. So that's how it is. Therefore, another of her name is Chanchala, restless.
People in the modern age, they are so dull. If you try to explain it like that,
Yeah.
they think this is good. This is advancement of economy.
Yes.
The velocity of money is increasing because
Yes.
it's changing hands from one person to another.
Yeah,
This is
it's
good.
called a multiplier effect. Yeah, but actually, they can't see that they are suffering, and therefore Prabhupada always, in his discussion and so on, he always tries to highlight that you're not the body, you're the soul. What are you doing here? Think about it. So the more they hear it, they get purified, then they realize, yeah, I'm actually suffering. And if you find that you are trying to preach and they are not receptive, then your next best alternative is, so you should always carry some prasad with you. After a minute or two, you should know this guy is never going to listen to you. Then you should give. Here, I got something for you. This is so nice. And then, chalo, move away. Don't waste your time. Because after a while, they'll come around and they'll ask more questions. Every time they ask questions, every time you give more prasad. Because you need to have adhikar, means qualification, to actually understand the basic things. If you don't have, you cannot accept it and you cannot understand. Oftentimes this same issue is in the family of a devotee because they are all practicing but their children are not interested. So the quiet dilemma comes up. Why? Because the application is not proper. Basically, that means the parents are not doing it properly, or it is coming through as being a negative imposition on the Atma. Because this should be susukam kartum avyayam, must be joyfully performed. But if you are like that and the child is thinking, every time they take out the bead bag they look so unhappy. So therefore it doesn't work. And the parents should be very happy, explaining that this is a very wonderful thing that I want to do with the child, that the children should know my mother is happy doing those things, my father is happy doing those devotional service. So when they see that, then they will say, yes, I also want to be like that, right? Generally children, when they grow up, they like to emulate the parents. So they want to be like, I want to be like father, like mother, like that. So therefore, the process also must make sense to you first. If as parents you don't feel happy, then how can the child feel happy? They're very sensitive when they're growing. They have more than one feelers. It's all feeling. And they are feeling. From the very time they are born, they are feeling. If they can't really feel it, they put it in the mouth to feel it. Because that's how they can understand the world. Then later on they can extract the knowledge they have, they speak it out. So therefore, this understanding must be proper, and once you understand, then you can give. Otherwise you can't give, even to your own child. Right? Yeah. Finally Prabhupada says, finally that will take everything away, and that is the representative of Krishna. So this is another phase of the Supreme Lord that most people don't accept also. Krishna says, right, that I am, right? Destruction of time, destruction of universes. I am time. I come in as a force of death. Yeah. So one has to understand kalos me. So pay attention to these things. Prabhupada gives you hints here and there. Those hints are for us, practicing devotees. It's not, oh, I know this, I'm going to tell somebody. Unless you do it, how is it going to be effective? Understand? It has to be, it's not just jnana, it should be vijnana. And more than that, it should be divya jnana. Means you accept this is Krishna's teachings, not, oh yeah, now I realize it, but no, it's Krishna is telling me this is what the problem with me is, right? Own your problems and then recover from that situation properly. Act on it. Because it will be too late. Yeah? Too late, then what to do? Come back again? Then we all have to go through. Just ask yourself, how much you went through to be in this situation. And then in the next life there's no guarantee. Everyone thinks they will get a human birth, right? One time I heard this in last year's class in GBC meetings. One Madhuri was Prabhupada disciple, I forgot her name. She was saying how in the class after they discussed about taking birth, so some devotees are concerned, but Prabhupada, we take prasadam, so we will take birth as a human being. No? Prabhupada said, yeah, there are 400,000 species of human. And then he looked at them and said, one of them is like a monkey. Yeah. Like a monkey species. Yeah. So so you can try to understand. You're not necessarily you will come back.
But Prabhu, I even heard, because we are chanting, let's say we fail, it is for sure we are going to take birth as a human being because we are chanting. And
I mean, as an encouragement, yes, you will. So the devotees say, and now it's become a norm. It's become a tradition, that I chanted. But how are you chanting? What is the mood in which you are chanting?
Right? I heard Bharat also, right?
Yeah.
He was meditating all his life, but then...
Exactly. We'll come to that after this, about Jad Bharata. Yeah. Text 25.
क्वचिच्च सीता वातादि अनेकादि दैविक भौतिकात्मीयानां दासानां प्रतिनिवारणे अकल्पो दुरन्त चिन्तया विषण्ण आस्ते.
Being unable to protect himself from the threefold miseries of material existence, the conditioned soul becomes very morose and lives a life of lamentation. These threefold miseries are miseries suffered by mental calamity at the hands of the demigods, such as freezing wind and scorching heat. Miseries offered by other living entities and miseries arising from the mind and body themselves. Now ask yourself, in your life as you grew up, have you seen others being very morose and life of lamentation? Right? Have you ever asked yourself, why are they going through that? And then you ask yourself, have you been in that situation also? And ask yourself, why did you go through those situations? And then you ask yourself, can I do something about it? Because we go through all these things, right? Anxiety, misery, fear, all these things. They're always affecting us at every stage. You go to job, then your CEO calls a big announcement that they're going to lay off 5,000 people. Then immediately you are in anxiety. Yeah. But is that a real life situation? It's very hard though, because you are in that situation at the moment. So it's very hard for you to step back and say, well, it's not really going to affect the soul. Sticks and stone can break the bones, but it's not going to touch the soul. One can say that, but think about it carefully. Why is it that sometimes it affects you so deeply and why it doesn't? Because then you will know how much you attach to the situation, to the body, to the mind and the family and so on. Then you can do necessary things. Then you own the problem there. Then you say, I have this issue still. I've been practicing 30, 40 years, so these are the problems I have. What should I do? Then you can raise it, DEFCON 1. to your spiritual master or to other devotees, DEFCON 2, 3, like that, and then ask them, okay, what else can I do? Otherwise you will always be enamored or fooled into thinking these are the real things. This misery is a part of my life and I don't think I can do anything. And therefore Prabhupada says in the last line, there's no escape. And that's how we will feel. There's no escape, so I'll go through it without taking up the process of Krishna consciousness seriously. Text 26.
क्वचिन्मितो व्यवहारान् यत् किञ्चित् धनम् अन्येभ्यो वा काकिङ्क मात्रम् अपि अपहरन् यत् किञ्चित् वा विद्वेषाम् एति वित्त सह्यात्.
As far as transactions with money are concerned, if one person cheats another by a farthing or less, they become enemies. Right? Your friend will say, no, don't worry, you can come, I'll buy for you. Then you see on your internet, oh, it was actually cheaper than what your friend did for you. Then you ask the guy, say, no, that, I already bought, don't talk about it. And then you feel cheated, right? This goes on quite often. And then the worst thing is if devotees do to another devotee. I've seen it also, and I feel very sad about it, because they can be very good friends and then they go into business deals and then they come out lifelong enemies. They shoot arrows at each other every time they look at each other. Lifelong, and they cannot give up that. Like Prabhupada says, like in the boat, these two men were arguing, stone or scissors, and then the boat is drowning, still at the end the guy is putting out his hand. So that's what happens when you don't have Krishna as the center of your lives. Then you try to cheat your friends, your relatives, everybody becomes object of your cheating schemes. Ultimately you're cheating yourself, because you're not accepting you're not the body. Yeah. So therefore, best advice Prabhupada says is to take up what Krishna is saying or his representative. In this case, what Srila Prabhupada is saying. Yeah. And then you can be happy. Because we can be happy because we know where we are going. And it's a guarantee. But next life is no guarantee, right? Your material life. You don't know where you end up. According to your karma, it's very difficult to assess where you end up. It's like a lottery or statistical game. You can be in a, like I said, you can take birth as a human in a human species, but not necessarily a human being. Yeah. Or you don't know which of the 8.4 million species, if you are not careful. Even Jad Bharat had to become a deer, even though he. Anyway, we'll come to that. Text 27.
Even people who commit offense in Vrindavan, they become monkey or...
Yes, that was explained earlier. Yeah.
Advani amusmin ima upasargas tatha sukha dukkha ragadvesha bhayabhimana pramadonmada soka shoka moha lobha matsaryeshrava manakshut papasadhi vyadhi janma jara maranadaya.
In this materialistic life, there are many difficulties, as I have just mentioned. And all of these are insurmountable. In addition, there are difficulties arising from so-called happiness, distress, attachment, hate, fear, false prestige, illusion, madness, lamentation, bewilderment, greed, envy, enmity, insult, hunger, thirst, tribulation, disease, birth, old age and death. All this combined together to give the materialistic conditioned soul nothing but misery. And the first thing Prabhupada says, the conditioned soul has to accept all these conditions simply to enjoy sense gratification. Right? It's like a slap, when you really look at it and say, my God, I'm like that. This is the nature of, as Prabhupada quotes also, Muddas and Naradamas, foolish. So what kind of Naradama are we? Do we have the qualities? What are the qualities of Naradamas I have? So again, it's a good thing to look at ourselves, because then only we'll make changes. Otherwise we are just foolish, very foolish, as Krishna already highlighted. We are so foolish. As practicing devotees, we have that knowledge about Krishna and the scripture, so we don't take it up. So we are worse than the Muddas if we don't practice properly. And what is those who don't have the knowledge, right? They are proud of their false prestige. And what are we proud of that we don't want to practice? So that means we are worse positioned than those people. So then we will be simply wasting our time. Shrama eva hi kevalam. Yeah. Right? Therefore, the punishment that comes for us knowingly is severe. Because we are supposed to do it properly. So therefore, we will be punished for not taking it up seriously. Obviously, you are going to make progress, after the punishment. But it is there. The punishment will come. Otherwise, we are no different, or the other side of a coin, right? Demon or asura, like that we think. We think, I'm now initiated. But actually, if we don't practice, what is the difference between us and asura? Of course, we can write good lists of all the good qualities we have. But the fact that we don't want to go back to Godhead, nah. So that's what I want you all to also carefully ask yourself. And then Prabhupada talks about the demonic people who are against the Supreme Lord towards the end. He says, therefore, birth after birth, he is born into a demonic family, and he transmigrates from one demonic body to another. Thus he forgets his relationship with Krishna and remains a Naradama in an abominable conditioned life after life. So you may wonder, what more demonic situation in this world? So you have to see, 100 years ago, what were the standard of the demons? Right? 1,000 years ago, what was their standard? Now you see what the demonic people are like. They're worse. Every time it's worse. Consciousness is worse. Attitude is worse. They may look human being or human-like, but they are all demons like that. Yeah. So we have to see how worse. That means you get cast into lower and lower conscious of the Lord. Those kind of bodies, and finally into even worse situation. Gets down to animal species, down to stool, worms, and then to amoeba, cellular, one single cell. Because that's how terrible that entity became. Then after that he gets purified, he takes 8.4 million species to get his human form life again. Yeah. And that could go through maybe a few kalpas. Right? For us it will be like, I just woke up from a dream. No, but look at the time that goes, and we may miss the boat with Prabhupada. Mm-hmm. So that's for all of us, we have to think about it. Text 28.
Kvapi deva mayaya striya bhuja natopagudah prakshanna viveka vijnano yad vihara griharambu brahmakula hridayastad ashraya vashakta suta dhuhitri kalatra bhasitavaloka vichesista pahrata hridaya atmanam ajitatma pare andhe tamasi prahinoti.
So sometimes the conditioned soul is attracted by illusion personified. His wife or girlfriend, or vice versa, husband or boyfriend, and becomes eager to be embraced by a woman. Thus he loses his intelligence as well as knowledge of life's goal. Because the senses overwhelm him, the intelligence is lost. at that time no longer attempting spiritual cultivation, he becomes overly attached to his wife or girlfriend and tries to provide her with a suitable apartment. Again, he becomes very busy under the shelter of that home and is captivated by the talks, glances and activities of his wife and children. In this way, he loses his Krishna consciousness and throws himself in the dense darkness of material existence. So if you read it carefully, if you take off one or two sentences from it, like illusion and all, it's actually Krishna and the gopis. You know. So what is happening is that we want to be like Krishna and we want to enjoy it, and so therefore we get into this illusory situation, trying to enjoy a temporary situation. And even though we are beginners in Krishna, this is for like a sadhaka, you know. So when he is eagerly doing and then he gets distracted by other enjoying tendencies, and that's it. His whole Krishna consciousness is gone. In this way he loses his Krishna consciousness. Sukadeva Goswami says. Then he becomes busy, oh I need this, I need that, and so on. Sometimes, yeah sure you need something, but like some people they need a house, sure, but then they don't need $1 million house, right? You need maybe what, $500,000 house? Huh? More than enough, right? Okay. 300, 400, good enough, yeah. So it's like that, you know. Instead of thinking like that, they will calculate how much they can get and they can struggle enough to get that.
Stretch, how much can I?
Yeah, it's like in the torture, where they tie you up in the hand and leg and they stretch you, right? They stretch until you scream and then they relax a bit, then you think, oh, I got relief and all. So life is like that. He becomes busy under the shelter of the home and is captivated by all the wonderful, and that's all they look forward to, right? The whole day in the office, they treat you so unkindly. They treat you like you don't deserve to be alive, and then you go home. The peace you get is some nice sweet talks between your family members, and you think, oh, this is so sweet, so nice. Life is wonderful again. So you have to.
Prabhu, when we classify people, should we classify like we see people at work? We can say they're demoniac, right? So we should classify them as lords, devotees, and innocent and envious.
Yeah,
so we should classify them as innocent.
Yeah. You have to see. Once you talk to them, you know whether they're envious or not. So we don't deal with envious people. So with the innocent and others, we would try our best to attract them to awaken their consciousness. The whole idea is to give them that impetus to know more about the spirit soul and the Supreme Lord. Somehow or other you want to evoke that kind of consciousness. Not that you go and say you are nonsense. Not that. Among devotees we can talk like that because it helps us. But to preach to people, you want to show them that you are their well-wisher. Yeah. And how do you evoke that sentiment in their hearts? Is preaching. Yeah. It's no point you go there and tell the guy Tadviti Pranipatena. There's a guy, what is this clown doing? Yeah.
So how do we identify demoniac people?
You will see, right? You know the symptoms of a demoniac person, right? From the 16th chapter. Yeah. You can give them a chance 1 or 2 times, but you see they're very envious about Krishna, then you just distance yourself from them. Yeah. Or envious towards you or to Prabhupada or always trying to put down spiritual life like that. Some people may be just sense gratifiers and they talk like that. So you can, always give everyone prasad, then you'll see the truly envious will stick out. Yeah. Yeah. Right, so in the Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada talks about how the attachment is so strong, between the opposite sex. Because regardless of the man or woman, everybody wants to enjoy. Irregardless, it doesn't matter who it is, but they all want to enjoy. Everybody wants to don the mantle of being the Purusha, but there's only one real Purusha, right? Adi Purusha. Brahma tells from the beginning, he says he's the only enjoyer, but we still can't get it, right? But we are not, therefore we have to accept from a better source, By reading Prabhupada's book, you should accept that he is superior to you, both intellectually and spiritually. If you cannot come to that conclusion, then you have a problem, Honestly. If you cannot accept Prabhupada, because oftentimes people read and they ask questions. It's good to ask questions, but there should be a point where you should start accepting. So it's like this, when the reason why I'm saying is spiritual life depends on you accepting an authority properly. So one time, this was also told by Malati Mataji, that she was saying that there was a servant, Srila Prabhupada's servant, I don't remember the name. So anyway, Prabhupada wrote a letter and gave him, and then told him to mail the letter. So he took it, and while he was going, he saw there was a slit on the envelope. So you can see inside. So he said no. So he came back to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, there's a slit, there's a cut in the envelope. Prabhupada looked at him and said, that's all right, just it's okay, you can mail it. So he went again. Then he walked down. Then he said, no, it's not. It's broken. He came back, Prabhupada, but it's broken. And Prabhupada looked at him and said, no, it's okay, you can mail it. So he went again. Then he couldn't take it, because envelope must be sealed nicely, So he said, Prabhupada. So then Prabhupada understood his dilemma. He said, know that whatever I do, I am perfect. Then he said, this letter is going to India. And India, when the envelopes come, they will open to see if there's money inside or not. And then when they do that, they'll throw the whole thing away. I have put a cut so that they can look inside and see there's no money, it's just a letter. So that is the way you have to understand. So the same way when you are reading Prabhupada's book, you have to accept. He is perfect. And therefore you have to accept. And so if you can't, then you start praying. That's where prayer comes in. Prayer to devotees, prayer to Krishna. I don't know, please help me. Otherwise we are entrapped. Entrapped in the arms of the material nature. Like a beautiful woman. So he has so much to work in the material sense. What about a devotee husband, devotee wife? Should they support the house or they shouldn't? Right? Think about it. Yes or no? I'm not going to answer. Huh?
You should read.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Text 29.
कदाचित् ईश्वरस्य भगवतो विष्णोश्चक्रात् परमाणुवादिद्वि परार्थापवर्ग कलोपलक्षणात् परिवर्तितेन वयसा रंहसा हरत आब्रह्मत्रिण स्तंभादीनां भूतानाम् अनिमिषातो मिषतां पुत्रस्थ हृदयास्ताम् एवेश्वरं कालचक्र निजायुधं साक्षात् भगवन्तं यज्ञपुरुषम् अनादृच्य आखण्ड देवता कंक गृध्र बकवत प्राय आर्य समय परिहृता सांकेत्येन दत्ते.
The personal weapon used by Lord Krishna, the disc, is called Hari Chakra. That's you, Hari. The disc of Hari. Where's your disc? This chakra is the wheel of time. It expands from the beginning of the atoms up to the time of Brahma's death. And it controls all activities. It is always revolving and spending the lives of the living entities. From Lord Brahma down to an insignificant blade of grass. Thus one changes from infancy to childhood to youth and maturity, and thus one approaches the end of life. It is impossible to check this wheel of time. This wheel is very exacting because it is the personal weapon of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sometimes the conditioned soul, fearing the approach of death, wants to worship someone who can save him from imminent danger. Yet he does not care for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose weapon is the indefatigable time factor. The conditioned soul instead takes shelter of a man-made god described in unauthorized scriptures. Such gods are like buzzards, vultures, herons, and crows. Vedic scriptures do not refer to them. Imminent death is like the attack of a lion, and neither vultures, buzzards, crows nor herons can save one from such an attack. One who takes shelter of unauthorized man-made gods cannot be saved from the clutches of death. So many times the emphasis is there towards the end, taking shelter, proper shelter. So when death comes, you cannot escape. Rake ke? That's right. You got no choice. Only Krishna can protect you. Therefore he is known as Sattvatam Pati, the Lord of the devotees. Protector. In the middle of the purport, Srila Prabhupada says there are many Pashandis who, without referring to the Shastras, pose themselves as incarnations, and foolish people follow them. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has left behind him Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Not referring to these authorized scriptures, rascals take shelter of man-made scriptures and try to compete with Lord Krishna. That is the greatest difficulty one encounters when trying to promote spiritual consciousness in human society. Right? You find that. The Krishna consciousness movement is trying its best to bring people back to Krishna consciousness in its pure form. But the Pashandis and atheists who are cheaters are so numerous that sometimes we become perplexed and wonder how to push this movement forward. In any case, we cannot accept the unauthorized ways of so-called incarnations, gods, cheaters and bluffers who are described here as crows, vultures, buzzards and herons. Heavy statement. But at the same time he says he is also sometimes wondering how to push because there are so many obstacles like that. But how is he pushing it? Through the mercy of the Lord. Yeah. So that means we also must have faith and not worry about the results because the Lord will guide us. Yeah. Text 13.
Yada Pakandidibir Atma Vichintais Uruvanchito Brahmakulam Samavasams Tenam Shivam Upanayanadi Shrauta Smarta Karmanusta Nena Bhagavato Yajna Purushasharadhanam Yavatad Arochayan Shudra Kulam Bhajate Nigamachare Shuddhito Yasha Mithuni Bhava Kutumbha Bharanam Yatha Varara Jetaha Vanara Jetaha
The pseudo swamis, yogis and incarnations who do not believe in the Supreme Personality of Godhead are known as Pashandis. They themselves are fallen and cheated because they do not know the real path of spiritual advancement. And whoever goes to them is certainly cheated in his turn. When one is thus cheated, he sometimes takes shelter of the real followers of Vedic principles, Brahmanas or those in Krishna consciousness, who teach everyone how to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead according to the Vedic rituals. However, being unable to stick to these principles, these rascals again fall down and take shelter among Shudras, who are very expert in making arrangements for sex indulgence. Sex is very prominent among animals like monkeys, and such people who are enlivened by sex may be called descendants of monkeys. This Sukadeva Goswami is saying this. Yeah, Vanara Jati. Purport. Prabhupada says after a couple of lines, those who come to the human form through the quality of Sattva Guna were cows in their last animal incarnation. Interesting, na? Those who come to the human form through the quality of Rajoguna were lions in their last animal incarnation. And those who come to the human form through the quality of Tamoguna were monkeys in their last animal incarnation. In this age, those who come through the monkey species are considered by modern anthropologists like Darwin to be descendants of monkeys. We receive information herein that those who are simply interested in sex actually know better than monkeys. Monkeys are very expert in sexual enjoyment, and sometimes sex glands are taken from monkeys and placed in the human body so that a human being can enjoy sex in old age. These things are going on, you know. Prabhupada just gives you one thing because people do these things. Then a few lines down at the bottom of that paragraph, he says the demigods are also very much inclined towards sex because that is the basic principle of material enjoyment. So it's everywhere in this universe. You can't run away from it. You have to only purify it by following principles for as a service to Dharma Virodhi. He says that it shouldn't be Kamosmi, like that. However, he says in the middle of the last paragraph, unscrupulous conditioned soul cannot rigidly follow the principles prohibiting illicit sex, intoxication, gambling and meat eating. Thus he falls down and takes shelter of people who are like monkeys. Yeah, so therefore he cannot do this. He will go out and say, these people are better. They are kinder and nicer to me because they are also doing. I also want to do like that. In the Krishna consciousness movement, these monkey disciples, now he talks about his disciples, being unable to follow the strict regulative principles, sometimes fall down and try to form societies based on sex. So there are many who left and formed their own things. This is proof that such people are descendants of monkeys, as confirmed by Darwin. In this verse, it is therefore clearly stated, Yatha Vanara Jate. Such Prabhupada is very sarcastic at the same time, kind of angry with the people. Yeah, text 31.
Tatrapi niravaradha svairena viharan ati kripana buddhir anyonya mukha nirikshanadina gramya karmanaiva vismrita kalavadihi.
Alright, so those who are in the previous life, the animal life, they were in the mode of goodness. They were in what animal form?
Cows.
In the mode of passion?
Lions.
And then the last one?
Monkeys.
Darwin's children.
Darwin's.
Yeah. Translation: in this way, the descendants of the monkeys intermingle with each other, and they are generally known as Shudras. Without hesitating, they live and move freely, not knowing the goal of life. They are captivated simply by seeing the faces of one another, which remind them of sense gratification. They are always engaged in material activities known as Gramya Karma, and they work hard for material benefit. Thus they forget completely that one day their small lifespans will be finished and they will be degraded in the evolutionary cycle. Very, very nicely put. So you can see already the biggest problem in America is the media, right? All they show to the younger generation and all is nonsense. And the heroes are all nonsense. They have no rules, no regulations. Anyhow, whack people and throw and do all kinds of sinful activities. And then people shout, hey, this is so wonderful. And then they're wondering why there's no standard in society.
That's what they're showing.
Exactly. And they don't understand why it's so hard to raise their consciousness. How
Yesterday
can you
in
do that?
Hari's school, one boy, he's only 8th grade. He bet the other boy, blood coming out.
Oh.
They called police and now his life is finished. The police took him away. Which means the whole education
8th
is
grade.
8th grade.
That's
So
13
one
year old.
mistake, 13-year-old. Because he's playing too much video games,
Yeah,
watching
of
too
course.
much of media. The hero beats like 50 people, right? So
Yeah.
he also wants to beat one person. But his whole educational career is finished now.
Where?
Finally.
You send them to what, juvenile detention?
Yeah, that's it.
They'll
finished.
probably
His
do
edu-
that, yeah.
In America, once you have in the record, they won't even get jobs.
No, it'll be
Up to
closed.
18 is okay. Yeah.
They'll close it. Yeah,
Up to 18 they are
sealed.
Yeah.
The court will seal it.
juvenile.
Yeah, juvenile is sealed.
Because they're watching, to your point, all these movies, the media.
No, because this is what the Hollywood is doing, right? They're all from lower planetary system. The Hollywood
from my
directors. They come here to ruin and illusion. Yeah. So that's what I feel strongly. They are from lower planet.
Prabhupada in one of the comments he mentioned that, especially this rock.
Rock
are
stars. He
coming
says
from
that.
all lower planets.
Lower planets.
He says that.
Interesting.
But what materialistic people are sometimes called Shudras or descendants of monkeys due to their monkey-like intelligence. They do not care to know how the evolutionary process is taking place, nor are they eager to know what will happen after they finish their small human lifespan. This is the attitude of Shudras. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, this Krishna consciousness movement, is trying to elevate Shudras to the Brahmana platform so that they will know the real goal of life. Therefore, you all have to read Prabhupada's books. You cannot leave it for someone else to read for you. Because they can cheat you. I've seen it also, devotees doing it. There's one case where I was there, this temple devotee, he was an authority, so he made a lot of mistakes. So then he admitted the first day to all the devotees, sorry for. The next day he changed the story a little bit. Then he actually fell down, so he blamed the girl. It's because of her. Then the third day, all his friends were saying she is Maya, she took the form to come, and then they start quoting slokas from Bhagavatam. So, therefore you all should read nicely Prabhupada's books, and then your intelligence will be strong, and people cannot duplicious to you towards you all. Yeah. You can easily point out, Prabhupada doesn't say that in the Bhagavatam. Why are you saying like that? Yeah.
I think mostly because the devotees are not reading Prabhupada's books, that's why the whole movement has gone off track. Right?
Of course. Yeah.
Even the senior devotees, they are
Prabhupada says, so many times he says, please read his book to his disciples. Yeah. Yeah, even senior people are like
they're
that.
just off track now.
Off track, yeah. So therefore, you all shouldn't be. So that you can give this to newer people. You meet, you preach, you can give them as it is. As Prabhupada said it, or wrote it. Yeah. So otherwise, they are just very proud of their scientific knowledge and progress of material civilization, just like ordinary people. And they just talk about Gramya Katha instead of Krishna Katha. Now, after the Yanti Deva Vrata Devan verse, Prabhupada writes, those who are in the mode of Rajoguna are generally interested in being promoted to the heavenly planets. Some unknowingly are degraded to lower animal forms. Okay? Because that's what's going to happen. If you do not take up Krishna consciousness, you will have to prepare for some type of promotion. Either upper planetary promotion or lower planetary promotion.
Demotion.
It's still, from a material perspective, it's promotion, better life, comforts.
We can say it's
worse.
promotion, yes, it is just promotion. We can say demotion because we think it's bad. But once you're an animal, you think it's so great. Later on, we'll see how Indra felt to be in the body of a pig with his pig wife and pig children, and he was so happy with the pig family situation. So therefore don't get bewildered. In the last paragraph, Prabhupada says, one simply has to follow the regulative principles, act like a Brahmana, chant the Hare Krishna mantra, and read Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, it's not,
Harry Potter.
yes, futile. This will take you back to Godhead. Well, every time you read Prabhupada